Good afternoon and welcome to Maxus HQ and the unveil of the new Mifa 9. So we may have seen this at the CB show, but this time we actually get to drive it and see what it's all about. It's a fully electric MPV. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. The world's been crying out for MPVs, well especially the UK market, for years. So the fact that Maxus have said, actually, why don't we release one? And the thing about this is, it's no normal MPV, and quite literally, it's all singing and dancing. And when we take a look inside, well, luxurious travel is literally seconds away. There's 3 trims to choose from, and this is top of the range. Now this one retails for just under £74,000, but what you get for that money is quite astounding. Plus you don't need to go for that. Now normally I'd start with the front, but to get a real feel for this, we need to use this door. Behold, this is the ultimate 7-seater MPV. Anyway, I'm getting away with myself. This literally came into the country last night, and we can do little drives in here. It's not registered for the UK roads yet, but it means that we can use it on the car park. So you get to hear the sound it makes, and also how well it performs. Maybe a short 0 to 30. Now if you don't know about SAIC, they're the lovely people that brought us MG. I think it's one of the fastest growing automotive brands ever. And if they're the powerhouse behind this, you can expect to be seeing T90 EVs and Mifa 9s and whatever else is coming into the country on numerous driveways. They've already got their large van range because, let's face it, everybody's looking at electrifying their fleet. So it's only a matter of time until you start seeing more of these with the likes of, say, DPD and some of the supermarkets. Now the bottom line is, you're either going to love it or hate it. To be honest, I rather like it, especially with these slimmed down lights. It's such a minimalist design. But when you're releasing something completely new to the UK market, well, it needs to stand out. The combination of the gloss black, the chromes, and well, simplistic designing, that's it. It may have slight sculpture, but it's not over the top. A rather smart MPV. The touches of chrome and the lights sculpted into the front bumper, and it's fully tech and safety loaded. So you get things like lane keep assist, blind spot detection, mitigation systems, you name it. Very similar to MG. Strange that. It offers the perfect driving position. I mean, just look at the size of the windscreen, and there's sunroofs throughout, so it lets lots of light in. I mean, we'll take a look at that when we go into the interior. It's certainly got a presence. Yes, these vents do go all the way through to the wheel. No stuck-on vents here. Decent ride height. Yeah, you're not going to go off-roading in it, but it can hold its own. The design, it's going to be boxy because of what it's got to carry. 7 passengers. Plastic covers that make it more efficient, because that's the one thing you want out of an MPV. So for example, the design lines on the wings that run all the way down, even to this rear door. There's nothing protruding, so no plastic arches, which works for efficiency, but at the same time gives it a rather clean look. And that makes it, well, it could quite easily be a business MPV. Yet again with efficiency, they've kept with smaller mirrors. Normally you would see bigger ones, but they do the job perfectly. To be honest, they're more car size, and they've got the side repeater here. More touches of chrome and the additions of black. Now if you go for base trim, you won't get privacy glass. The wind's certainly picking up here. It's supposed to be a sunny day and instead it's snowing and windy. But you just love UK weather. Keyless entry, and I do like this design. And nice and solid. I suppose it almost looks US, old school motor. The door opens nice and wide. And this, it's like a cross between the hard and the soft that you found in the HS. Great build quality and a padded area here with some stitching. Padded armrest and a massive door pocket. Now this is, I mean, look how solid it is. Also, like I demonstrated on the T90, these are sturdy. They're built for purpose. Got an electric seat, and as soon as I've opened the door you can see that the vehicle's burst into life. The infotainment screen's lit up. Essentially I can just sit on the seat. Interestingly, you have to have your seatbelt on, which is a really good idea, and then you can knock it and drive and go. No stop. and a grab handle. I've got height, I can adjust the front, I can adjust the back, and then there's obviously forwards and backwards. And lumbar, very nice. There is no memory function though. Because it's an MPV, it's a really nice driving position anyway. I do like driving these vans, to be honest. It's such a, well, I suppose it's an easy experience, that's the way you put it. Reach and rake in the steering wheel. Now interestingly, in the T90 EV, you operate the powertrain with a rotary here. On this, it's a column shift. With park here, reverse, neutral, you knock it down for drive. Ah, storage pots. Leave your thumbprint in it. I mean, you will find hard plastics, but they're few and far between, which says something for an MPV. Oh, this is soft. Also, there's your power tailgate button. Decent clunk too. I can't hear any wind from this side now, just from the open door. Now this is built for passenger experience, but to be perfectly frank, the driver experience is pretty damn good too. Comfortable supportive seats. There's no buttons. Talk about a clean design. There's also no rotaries. Yes, that's going to get people's goat. But everything. I mean, look how responsive that is. It's not missed once. Everything's finished rather well. And I'm a massive fan of this centre area. An armrest that's wide enough for you and your passenger, and massive storage area. Even the motion of things. You know, there's no movement in these doors. Wireless charging pad and twin cup holders. Infotainment screen, nice and easy to use and responsive like the buttons. And it's got things like DAB radio, Apple CarPlay. Well, I assume it's got DAB radio. That's a good point. I'm going to double check that because the T90 only had an FM radio. DAB! So that's the home button, and then scroll up and down. You can see albums, your air conditioning, BT music and USB music. You can see you've got sunroof, tailgate, fog lamps, windows, etc. And you can control each individual thing. For example, if I press headlamps, I can then choose auto, position the lamps, low beam, lights off, etc. Sunroof, fully closed, yes. And there's also a physical button. It's the perfect chauffeur vehicle. And you can see exactly where things are without having to look over your shoulder. I know you don't need that, but it's nice to have. Energy. So this will show when the wheels are turning and putting regen on, etc. You can select high, low or standard regen, and your range display dynamic or standard. Intelligent battery heating, and you can preheat your battery. Oh look, you can even set your charging cutoff so it remains economical. Charging preservation, charging start stop and slow charging. Now by that it looks like it doesn't have adaptive regen, but we'll have to look a little deeper into that. Front row, rear row, air purifier, and we've got a 360 camera, and you can use each one independently. So you've got the front camera, and then you've got the side, which are where the mirrors are, and the reversing camera. You can also change for a 3D view and the chassis view. Everything's nice and easy to use, and you will get the hang of it. And I can see at a glance we've got adaptive cruise control here. These little buttons are a nice touch as well. And this is a heated steering wheel. Cluster. This seems to be the trend. They're getting smaller and smaller, but when you can see most of the information through that, this just gives things like your speedo and some of your safety. So it does everything it needs to. You can see your range, you can see your power and what mode you're in on the transmission. Adjusting the cluster, you just use the buttons here. Got your trip computer, like all electric vehicles. This is after reset. See your safety and then your speedo, and you can also put your speedo over there, and it looks like you can add different functions. I'm just trying to work out where the driving modes are, because that would imply there is one. And you pull this down and you can see your volume, you can see auto modes, Bluetooth, screen off, so you've got nice shortcuts, and normal, eco and sport, and then some of your safety. And it's also got hill descent control. Oh look, you can edit the widgets, so you can put things where you want them, and you can choose from here. You've got a library as well. Now one thing that we loved in some of the MGs was the fact that you had a USB point up here near the interior mirror. but you'd be glad to know we've got one. And I'm calling it a mirror, but it isn't. It's a camera. Storage areas left, right and centre. USBs, 12 volt, and there's mood lighting as well. It's all solid build quality. Yeah, hard plastics, but well, that makes it easy to clean, especially if this is going to be used in, say, a commercial environment. But the bottom line is, where it needs refinement, it's got it. Comfortable seats, they're supportive. If you've noticed, they're well built. I mean, just look at this. Very plush. Just sink into that. Headroom, well, that says it all. Lovely sporty steering wheel. No, I'd be happy to travel many miles in this. Power door, as I mentioned. It doesn't get much more exclusive than that. Decent opening, and we've got a step. Rigid plastic. Climbing in, child's play. Big grab handle here, and at 6'3", absolutely no challenges. Look at this. I've even got like a roller coaster grab handle here, and somewhere to prop my feet. And we've even got a grab handle here. No, it's full of practicality. See you on the other side. This is something else. It really is. The trim up here, the big sunroofs, the buttons, and the air conditioning with a digital screen, and touches like this. It's so comfortable. Look at this for legroom. This is executive travel at its finest. Mat pocket, and build quality, comfort, levels of luxury. The chrome round here, the glosses. More rigid plastic, but all that does is make it easy to clean. Like I said, this is the kind of thing that would be used for airport runs, that kind of thing. It takes MPV travel to a whole new level. Cup holder here, and even the designs on the door, it's like a carbon fibre styly. So you've got your door handle here, and also your override buttons here. Adjustable seat belts, airbags around the vehicle. And we've even got isofixes on each one of these seats. I can freely move around the cabin. Perfect place for your phone, and this is how I control my seat. So I can extend, I can move it. Look at this, it goes into the centre and then starts to lift this, and it's going back. Or with a touch of a button. And it's extending as well. I can ventilate it and I can heat it. And wouldn't be a seat like this without massage, would it? Pulse, wave, walk, single, comfort, butterfly, waist and snake. Let's go for snake and go for high. Okay, let's reset it. Yes, again, one button. Just reverses everything it's done. Nice and easy to use. Got your menu up here, and you can do scenario center, seat linkage, AC control, vehicle control and settings. So I can open the sunroof and the windows all from this control panel. It's just a shame there's no tray or cup holders. Or is there? Cup holder. And fold this back, very James Bond. Okay, I'm a bit rotund for this. Oh no, it slides. Wow. And I've got USB A and C chargers under this armrest. Remarkable. I expected something special, but not quite to this level. Also, this is nice and solid. I knew I'd be impressed, but wow. I've even got a map reading light here. To be honest, this is on a par with, say, an S-Class. Now, you never thought you'd say that. Let's climb aboard the rear, so the third row. This is quite doable, actually. Now, this is obviously where the backup crew sit. It's not quite as singing and dancing as these two, but it is comfortable. Supportive seats, and you've got lovely padded armrests. USBs in the speaker grills, and more grub handles. If I sit like this normally, I can feel my hat brushing ever so slightly, but bear in mind I'm 6'3". But legroom, it's perfect, and it doesn't matter where I sit. I've still got about this much room in front of my knees. I can't get my feet fully under the seat, but because I've got so much legroom, it doesn't really matter. airbags here as well. Now it will carry 7 people, but 3 of my size, it will be a little bit of a squish, so the best bet is to use just the 6 seats, and then you're in complete comfort. The biggest challenge I'd have with this is I would want to be in that seat permanently, which says something for an automotive journalist. At the moment we've not got much boot space, and I'm sure that you could probably fold this up so you can have 4 seats and then a decent boot. Let's find out. There used to be loads of MPVs back in the day that had power doors, but now they're quite a rarity. The side profile really demonstrates how much room's in here. The boot's not the biggest. Mind you, we'll have a look at that in a moment. The rear design is just, well, they look futuristic. And yes, a full width light bar. Look at the flow. 2 cameras here. And yet again, no number plate. Parking sensors, 360, and touches of chrome. It just looks tasteful. And a really big back window. Looks like we've got progressive indicators too. Yet again, power. So yeah, you're a bit limited on boot space. However, this looks remarkably easy to do. I have no clue what I'm doing, so just bear with me. Pull that out, pull that. Yeah, very good. And then folds down. There's also a boot light. Quite a clever system, this. And then it looks to me like you do this, and literally, oh, it slides. Ooh. I didn't expect that. I thought it would tip. So that gives you more. Decent space if you need it. 12 volt here, and if you stand at this point you can see how long the vehicle is. Realistically you could probably put 9 people in here, but you just wouldn't have the space and luxury that you would have with this designation, and that's what this vehicle's all about. If you like this type of video, why not subscribe to the channel? You just hit the button on the right hand side. It's free and you'll get an alert every time we upload a new video. Also, if you do like the video, why not give it a like? It all helps and it means we can get more cars. Thank you. Welcome aboard the Mifa 9. So as I mentioned before, we've got the column shift, so I knock it down to put it into drive. And then automatic handbrake, etc. I can just pull away. It's nice and quiet. Feels responsive for its weight. As this isn't UK registered, we just get a little car park. We will have it on full review rather soon. I'm glad you've got a 360 on this, I tell you. Decent turning circle. Such a smooth drive. Average power consumption 29.9 kilowatt hour. 100 kilometers. Because this hasn't been converted yet, it's showing everything in kilometers. Nice weighty steering. Considering its size, it's rather easy to maneuver. What sport will do to something that weighs, I'd say, excessive 3 ton. It's fast, and I don't accelerate any harder than that. No, I like this. I can't wait to get this on full review. It is a bit of a beast though, so bear that in mind, but it's made a lot easier, like I said, manoeuvring, etc., with all its toys. Because this is brand new and has literally done 13 kilometers, I'm being what you call super careful. The one thing you do have to get used to is one stop does everything. Yet again an exclusive with Maxus and the Harris Group. First the T90 EV, where we could go off-roading and all types of adventures, and now the Mifa 9.
What a day.
I can't wait to get this and take it on a proper road trip, do you think?
Yeah, we need to adventure in this, don't we? Or
we
one
do.
Of these, yes.
We just need to find a driver so we can sit there.
Yes.
But no, it's something else. If you don't drive it, at least experience the back.